Merry Christmas. We're still in only 3 days, right? So there's still a few more days to go for Christmas, right? So we can still say Merry Christmas. Um, in fact, today I was having lunch with a friend, and the friend was like having a Christmas gathering, and we were buying things for his Christmas gathering. So, welcome to the Better Man Show. Hi, I'm BK, and if you are joining me for the first time, this is a show where I document my journey on becoming a better person. And obviously, it's a show suitable for both men and women. So if we are friends, you should not surprise me that you know my name. But if you're not friends, I'm BK. Feel free to add me wherever I'm popping up, right? I am live streaming to a few platforms. So this is a show where I test, I do testing on technology for business and also for life, right? And I make the mistake so you do not have to. So feel free to hit me up on any of the channels. Don't be a stranger. Today is oops, wrong one. Day number 69 of a 100-day live stream challenge. If you're popping up for the first time today, you're wondering what is this guy all about. Exactly 69 days ago, I started a 100-day live stream challenge. Friends were telling me that I'm crazy to want to do it. I think I'm hearing the popping out sound from notifications. Let me quit that first. Yeah. Okay, sorry about that. So 69 days ago, I started a live stream challenge. It was a personal discipline challenge, but it has evolved because as I learned a lot of things along the way, and obviously along the way, I've shared things about technology, business, and personal development, and so on, right? So do check out my personal profile, or you can check out my page for some of the past live streams for if you're interested, right? And if any of the content that I shared and you wanted the resources and the show notes, again, just send me a private message. I'm happy to send them along to you. So Sunday is always an interesting day for me because Sunday before I come live, I actually have 2 hours of meetings, one in English and one in Chinese with my team. And we talk about things we learned for the week. And then we also talk about other things that we are looking forward to, say next year or next week, right? And today is no exception. So I've been talking for 2 hours, so maybe that's why I sound a bit hoarse now. Sorry about that. But one of the key things we talked about today was the fact that we are now all in what we call resolution season, right? We are all in the last few days of 2020. 4 more days to go. In fact, today is the 27th. So 4 more days to go before we hit 2021, right? And typically around this period of time is the time where we start to make resolutions for the next year, things that we want to achieve for next year, right? And I was just telling them that this time now is the best time to take stock. So what is the strangest secret? This is a very short but very, very powerful recording by Earl Nightingale. Just go to YouTube, you should be able to find it. Plenty of copies of that everywhere. But Earl Nightingale was sharing about what is perhaps he calls it the strangest secret. Because why is it strange secret? Because uh, the reality is that if more people do what is known as the secret that he talks about, more people will be successful, right? So if you want to be successful in whatever area you are aiming for in life, pay attention to that secret that he talks about in the recording. But why is it called the strangest secret? Because the secret is not difficult. The secret is not something difficult to do. But the strange part of it is that not many people do it, right? And what is the secret? Don't worry, I'm not in Chinese they call it 卖关子, or I'm not going to keep the secret from you, It's just simply sitting down, deciding what we want and writing down our goals and planning for what we want to achieve. And that is why it's called the strangest secret, because it is something that is very doable, very easy to do. But the strange thing is that a lot of us don't do it. And I was guilty of it myself. And probably that's why I have not been successful for a large part of my life, right? So that's why, right? Because I didn't practice this myself. But of course, that has changed, right? That has changed, right? So Do go and catch that. Just go to YouTube and search for The Strangest Secret, Earl Nightingale. There are many copies of it. It's a very short recording. I think it's about 30 plus minutes, maybe. And you will learn a lot from it. And he talks about goal setting and why it's important and so on. Now, the thing is this, because the thing is, if you take a group of 100 people, 100 young men, for example, at the age of 25, right? Almost every one of them, you ask them, hey, what do you want to do or what you want to achieve at the end of your days? Everybody will say they want to be successful, they want to be financially independent, they want to be happy and so on. That will likely be the answer from every one of them, right? All 100 of them. But the sad reality is that at the end of the day, say at 60, 65, or when they are in that kind of age group, only one will be rich, 4 will be financially independent, and the remaining 95 would either be getting by or actually would need the assistance of state or family to help them get by. Now, why is that the case? Because if at age 25 and we're all brimming with excitement, raring to go, and then wanting to conquer the world, but why when it ends up when we are 60 or 65 or 70, that only one is rich, 4 financially independent, and then the rest of us, 95 of us, are either just getting by or needs family, friends, and the state, governmental support to get by. And part of the reason is because of this. It's because most of us do not actually have a list of have a certain area or a piece of paper or a notebook where we actually have a list of goals written down that we want to achieve. So for 2021, let's not make this mistake. Let's all do it, right? That's my encouragement to everyone, and I'm doing it. I've done it, and I'm happy to say that has helped tremendously. The moment you start to write it down, something magical happens. Something magical just happens. And that is what I want to encourage everyone to do, right? So the other concept that we talked about just now during our hangout and team hangout was that the concept of investing this year into next year. Now, how can we invest this year into next year? By taking stock, by reflecting, by looking back at what has happened this year, what we have done right, what we have done wrong, what are the good things we have done, what are mistakes we might have made, and learn from those things and take the lessons from this year and then invest it into next year so that we can do more of the things we have done right, we can avoid the things we have done wrong, and therefore have a much better 2021 versus what we have here in 2020, right? So I find this concept fascinating, which is investing this year into next year. And the only way you can do that is by taking stock. By taking stock of this year, then you can invest this year into next year. And if we make it a habit to do this every single year from now on, we only can get better. We can only get better because we learn from the mistakes of the year, we learn from the successes of the year, and then we invest it into next year. So that's another challenge that I would encourage you to try, right? I'm going to try that myself. The past few days have been it's been like reflective season for me. I was telling friends about reflecting about certain parts of my life, business-wise, personal life, family life, everything. Now, so the thing is this, don't get me wrong. Don't just make goals or write down goals that are related to finances or financial goals or business goals, right? Have goals for a few things. Right? Number one, obviously, your personal development, personal life, financial life, family life, or whether you're single or you're married or you have family or you have children, that aspect of it is very important. Then spiritual life, and of course health and hobbies, right? So have goals in a few places. Determine the goals that you want to achieve for all these areas in life, right? I was just having a good conversation with a friend today over lunch, and I was telling him about reflecting about some parts of my personal life for the past 4 years, and I was just sharing some of these things with him. So I am learning from it myself. I'm investing the past 4 years of my life into 2021. Right? That's what I'm trying to do. So have goals in all these things. Listen to the Strangest Secret. Have goals in all these things. Invest this year into next year so we can all have a much better 2021. Now, obviously, part of the reason why I started to do this personal live stream challenge for myself was because I am becoming acutely aware that this is going to be a new normal for all of us. And I'm doing it personally to challenge myself in personal discipline. But I also wanted to get good at live streaming. I wanted to get good at public speaking, being a presenter, being a speaker, storytelling. So these are all um, the the extra objectives that came about. Day one was never like that. Day one was like I was just thinking, okay, let's just do it, right? And it was just about personal discipline. But along the way, things just happened, and things just they just had a life of their own, right? And obviously, thankful to many friends who gave feedback, comments, and so on. And also, if some of you have watched the beginning of the show before, right? It didn't used to be called this. There was no title. It was just started live streaming, and then it became 10 p.m. with BK. That was another title that I had. But obviously, after that, I kind of felt that it wasn't adequate, and then it became the Better Man Show. So the Better Man Show is because I wanted to document my journey of becoming a better person, becoming a better man, so to speak, right? And therefore, it became this title. So it has evolved, and I'm truly happy that part of 2020, I had this thing going on, right? And it has helped me tremendously. It has benefited me in many ways, right? So 2021, we will likely to see more of these kind of transitions, from online to offline meetings, whether it's in the form of a Zoom meeting, team meeting, Google Team, or Microsoft Teams and Google Meet, and of course, live streams, right? So like I said, over the past 69 days, I've learned quite a few things about live streaming. I picked up some know-how, and I'm happy to share with you, right? And I also made an open invitation before. If you do want to get your feet wet in trying this, and getting the hang of doing something like this, I'm happy to have you on as a guest. We can do it live, and then to show you what you can do, right? Of course, you can start simple and slowly work on the bells and whistles. In fact, today I was reading a post I mentioned before, Ecamm Live, the group is one of the very good, it's like a BBS group that I talked about yesterday, right? And one of the discussion threads today was about, so what exactly makes it a good live stream? And the unanimous answer was content, right? So the content for my show, I'm also working on improving it over time. I'm sure that this is not like it's not like the Conan O'Brien show or any those kind of entertainment show. I'm not a funny person. It's not a stand-up comedy. I'm not singing and stuff like that. I know the other day my friends were saying, hey, when you posted that video, we all thought you were gonna start singing. So sorry to disappoint them, right? But I am actively and consciously aware that content is king, right? So I'm also obviously working on my storytelling, my sharing, and so for example, like um, letting the audience know that what is the topic we're talking about today, right? In advance. That's one of the things that they suggested, which I'm doing, right? So if you want to get your feet wet, you can start simple. It doesn't have to be, all these bells and whistles that you see. In fact, like I said, content is more important. In fact, they were saying that you should try and do a live stream with just your phone. And if you can get people to watch your live stream when it's only like that, then later on when you add more bells and whistles and kind of up the production value, then that makes more sense, right? So, but of course, I'm having a lot of fun. Right? I'm having a lot of fun, and that's important. I'm having a lot of fun testing out the live stream platforms at the last part of this 2020 so that I can bring these lessons into 2021, where I know that these this is going to be a very important area for 2021, right? So if you need help with transitioning, whether it's a business or something else, because you need to do more of this, just hit me up. Just hit me up, and I'm happy to share that with you, right? So it's been an interesting 2020. I'm glad that I started doing this, and of course, this is something I'm going to bring forward to 2021, because this is only day 69, right? I'm going to be probably the first month of 2021. I'm still going to do live streams, and I'll hit the 100 days during the start of 2021. So last 4 days of 2020, have a listen of The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. Write down your goals for 2021. Don't be part of the 5% and not the 95%. And I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And thank you for joining me on day 69. I will see you on day 70. I'm just going to take you out with the song that is Christmas, right? So the quick Christmas song. And the fun part of this was today my friend was saying that her daughter was asking, how come Uncle BK's house got snow? So I'm playing the snow for her again.
I've been waiting all year long for something special. I was hoping you'd fly south with the birds. There's no snow this year, but hey, that's nothing new. What feels different now is I'm spending it with you. No matter what, every year feels the same. But you brought back that feeling that melted away. Something's been missing, but this year it changed. And now Christmas doesn't feel so far away. Years before this, I would drive however far, just to look at lights and feel anything at all. I can't find the cold, but every year that's true. It just got warmer now that I'm sitting here with you. And no matter what, every year feels the same. But you brought back that feeling that melted away. Something's been missing, but this year it changed. And now Christmas doesn't feel so far away. This December it feels different in your arms. Maybe Christmas isn't so